We really do want to buy your home. You are listening to Home Sellers Advantage. I'm Aaron Zapata, your co-host.
And I'm Todd Anderson, your other co-host. We are the Bald Brothers team at Impact Properties, and we are here to give you the Home Sellers Advantage.
You can find us online at www.baldbrothers.tv. Again, that's baldbrothers.tv. Or you can call us at 833-305-BALD.
That's 833-305-2253. Give us a call today.
We are halfway through January already. I hope you had a great holiday weekend this last weekend, Todd.
That means we are 1/24th of the way through the year. You realize that?
Yes, absolutely. 1/24th. We are 1/48 through 2 years. How far do you want to go with this, Todd?
Yeah, well, let's stop right there.
Okay.
Limits of my math.
The limits of your math.
The last math class I took was my freshman year in college. So
speaking of college and math, so I finished Biola with my degree, and then I decided to go back and get my MBA. But because my undergrad degree had absolutely no math, I had to take some math classes to get into the master's program. They were prerequisites. Now, thankfully, they didn't require me to take them ahead of time. Like I could take them, they got me into the master's program. And then they said, but within the first year, you have to finish these classes. Mm. And I actually learned a lot in those math classes. But my math score on the test that I had to take to get into the MBA program wasn't that great. So they didn't trust that I knew much math, which is interesting because when I finished high school, you know, you have your English and math on your SAT. My math was way better than my English.
Really?
But by the time I had graduated college, my English was better than my math.
I always
didn't use it.
I always did good in math, but I never liked it. My last math class I ever had was calculus, and I have yet to use calculus in real life.
Wow.
So
wow.
We don't use calculus in real estate, so if you want to sell your home, do not worry, you don't need calculus.
That's good. I don't even know. Yeah, I agree with you, Todd. So, Todd, you and I have been on a quest, and we've been in this business for a long time. And for those of you who are listening, you may not know, but we're also investors.
Yes.
And so we not only come to you as real estate professionals who are helping homeowners sell their homes and helping future home buyers buy homes, but we also are in the process of investing in homes. Mm-hmm. And so we thought we would bring to you, our listening audience, a list of type of home that we really, really love.
Yep.
I mean, these are the diamonds in a rough kind of situations that we love to examine and look at. And so we're going to give you that list today.
Yeah, this will be fun. This will be a fun one. You'll want to bookmark this one for future reference. And if you ever find your home matching this category, you may want to call the Bald Brothers.
That's right. And call us, even if you have a beautiful home to sell that we're not going to buy, but we'd love to talk to you about any process of selling a home.
Yeah, call us regardless. It doesn't have to be a bad home.
And you know what? We want to thank the number of people that called us this last week. We had some people from our YouTube channel, some from our radio program. And so we're just super excited that people are reaching out to us. And you can call us today at 833-305-BALD. That's 833-305-BALD, because we are the Bald Brothers team.
That's right. Or you can also go online to baldbrothers.tv. And hey, let's get started. They want to know. They want to know what's the criteria. So, number one.
Well, before we do that, I just want to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, we should.
We have a lot of people that we have studied and that we really look to in our industry when it comes to investing in properties. And Brandon Turner kind of wrote the book. Mm-hmm. Literally, he did write the book.
Yeah.
Right, he wrote the book. But he wrote a book called Rental Property Investing, and he gives this list in that book. And so I just want to give him credit because it is a great litmus test for us as we're looking at property. And number one.
Yeah, number one. We want your stinky home. and that's not figurative. That's literal.
Literally.
If the home has a smell, why don't you unpack that for people so they understand? What's the Bigfoot smell?
Yeah, so it can be just really odd odors.
Yeah.
It can be smoke residue. Mm-hmm. It can be, pet evidence, urine, feces, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Like those kind of things just make homes stink really bad. Mm-hmm. And most people are turned off by that. And then we as investors, however, we like those things.
Yeah.
Because we know that there is value for us as we turn it. And for you as the homeowner, if you live in a home that doesn't smell so nice, we've talked with you before. Sometimes it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put the house on the market.
It's embarrassing. And you may not notice the smell, but you know that others do.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you may not invite people over. And of course, the prospect of selling your home, it can be a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah. Todd, you and I are in the middle of this transition right now in some of our professional lives. And one of the realtors in our new network posted on our network and said, "Hey, would you list a home that a smoker owned and smells like smoke?" And my immediate answer, yes, of course.
Of course.
So, if that's you, no judgment. We want to talk to you. We want to figure out if there is a way we can purchase your home and if it's the right fit for both of us. So let's move on.
Hidden third bedroom.
Yeah, so some of you have smaller homes, maybe 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom, but the square footage is decent. 1,200 square feet, 1,400 square feet, but you got a 2-bedroom, and perhaps you got a bonus room or a storage, something like that. And so we're really interested in 2-bedroom homes that have a lot of square footage.
Yeah.
Because for us, that is a potential opportunity there that we can take on the risk and we can take on the reward as a result of that as well.
Yeah, you may not have the ability to do that conversion and the construction that's along with it and the permits and everything, but that's something that we can come along and do. And if we buy your home, we can take that on ourselves.
Of course, if it's 3 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms, we'll definitely want to talk to you.
So not just a hidden third bedroom. It could be a hidden 4th bedroom.
But we don't want you to think that the home is too small for our interest.
That's right. We worked with somebody this last year who kept apologizing, like she thought we only work with multi-million-dollar mansions. That is certainly not the case. There's no home too large and no home too small, and when it comes to purchasing as well. So,
all right, number 3.
Number 3, ugly countertops and cabinets.
If your kitchen is all original and or falling apart, give us a call.
But hey, you may say, no, this has upgrades and renovations, but those renovations maybe were 30 or 40 years ago.
Right. We hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah.
The buyer that's looking at your home as a keeper is not necessarily going to love your outdated countertops. Yeah. If you've got outdated stuff, give us a call.
Yeah. And when it comes to countertops, and typically when you think of countertops, you're oftentimes thinking of the kitchen, but also bathrooms, cabinets. But when it comes to actually taking the house to market and doing the upgrades, that is one of your costliest areas that you to upgrade. Yeah. And so oftentimes if people decide they want to sell as opposed to sell, I should say sell to the open market as opposed to sell to someone like us, the question is, should they take that cost on? And normally our instructions is no, it's probably not worth it. Yeah. In most cases, it's a case-by-case basis, but in most cases what you're going to get back based off of the cost that actually goes into that type of renovation.
Yeah, and the reality is when it comes to kitchen and bathroom remodels is that investors have contractors that they work with. They have negotiated pricing that's typically better than retail. And we also upgrade based on desirability for a resale, whereas a homeowner often chooses things that they love.
Yeah.
We don't buy things that we love. We buy things that the end user will love. And that's just a different thing. So obviously if you have a kitchen and you want to remodel it and you want to keep it and you want to do all that stuff, awesome. We have met many, many homeowners who have overdone their remodels. They've spent too much. And they don't get it back. So sometimes it's better just to
That's right.
sell it.
That's right. Hey, if you are just tuning in,
welcome. Hello.
Welcome. Hello.
Yes.
This is Home Sellers Advantage.
It is.
Us, we two bald guys. We are the Bald Brothers team, and we sell homes, and we also buy homes, and that's
Bald
what we're talking about today. Bald is beautiful.
That's right.
At least that's what our wives tell us.
Yes, and we want to buy your home potentially, so we would love to talk to you. We're going through a list of 8 kind of properties that we particularly like to look at.
Yep.
And so if you find that your home is on this list or somebody that you know has a home like this, or you inherit a property that's like this, give us a call or like and share and give this episode to somebody else.
Yeah.
Say, call these guys.
Yeah. You mentioned something that might be the case for many who are listening is the inherited property.
Yes.
Oftentimes you may inherit a property, somebody passes away, and it's too overwhelming, the project that property is. And so we want to talk to you if this is where you are. So we've gotten up to number 3. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 is, this is a dreaded one for many people, the bad roof.
Uh-oh. My dog is so smart.
How smart is your dog? I feel like I'm walking into a joke.
What is on top of the house?
What?
Roof. Yeah.
I knew I was walking into it.
My dog is so smart. So,
a couple episodes we talked about dad jokes. I said maybe we'd do one dad joke an episode.
That was this one.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So bad roofs are terrible, right? Leaky
Yeah.
roofs, water damage, things like that. If you got a bad roof, we definitely want to talk to you. Let us take a look.
Yeah. We actually just were at a listing appointment last week, weren't we?
We were.
It was an interesting property that has 2 different structures, and both of them had a bad roof.
Yeah.
And that's quite a bit of repairs.
And that listing is coming.
That
in
listing
Palm Springs.
It is coming. It's out
Palm
in Palm Springs.
Springs.
You can look for it in February. So
That's right.
Yeah, so the bad roof, and by the way, that can also, the bad roof can lead to some of these other things that are on the list. We started out with the stinky smell. Sometimes that could be as a result of damage that comes from the bad roof as well.
Absolutely. So moving on from the bad roof, we are moving to number 5, which clearly could be part of this issue.
Could be part of it.
And that is the big, dreaded
mold
word.
Mold word. That is a scary word for many people. And buyers are terrified of mold because of the health ramifications that it incurs in the mind. But there's a lot of things that can lead to mold. We just talked about the leaky roof, the bad roof. There could be plumbing issues.
Yep.
Sometimes you might have a slow leak in plumbing that you're unaware of.
Right.
And you might have mold, and that might be causing some of the smell that we talked about in number 1.
Yeah.
So,
we represented a buyer years and years ago, and he was buying for himself. But in one of the bedrooms, it was a raised foundation. It was a little spongy, right? And so he's like, I got to rip out the floor. I got to figure out what's going on. We closed escrow. He's pulled out the floor, and it was a manufactured home.
Yeah.
As soon as he got the floor ripped out, a little thing of water was spraying up, and he's like, oh, there's the problem. And it was a water leak.
Yeah.
Water leak from the copper plumbing that had been redone. The copper plumbing was chewed through by a rat. Yeah, it was
Those
the weirdest
rats,
thing, but
yeah.
you could see the gnaw marks.
Yeah.
And it just tiny little
They'll
pinprick.
eat anything. It's
And of course,
unbelievable.
for him, it was a very simple fix.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to go through that because you don't know what's going on and you got mold in the home, give the Bald Brothers a call to handle your potentially buy your mold home.
Yeah. And hey, I'll tell you a real quick story. I know we're short on time, but I'll tell a real quick story. The very first transaction I ever sold as a realtor. Now, this is before you and I worked together as the Bald Brothers team.
Did you have hair?
I did not have hair. I have not had hair for a very long time. I started going bald when I was 18, 19. So
all right.
I've been bald longer than I've had hair. But the very first home that I ever sold was a condo in Glendale. And when I discovered the home, now the seller had not been in the home for over 10 years, and he was in a bad physical state. And so I got the keys. I went over there to look at it, and my very first transaction, I'm excited about my first transaction. I open up the door, and my heart sank because there was mold everywhere. And years ago, there had been a flood from the unit up above because nobody was living there. The whole ceiling, there was mold all over the entire unit. It stunk. I thought I was going to get sick. And that was my very first transaction. And so I came in there and I had to do mold remediation, and I ended up selling it. Long story short, sold it to an investor. But before I sold it to an investor, I took care of the mold problem. So my very first transaction was a moldy issue.
Well, Todd, you're the perfect partner for me. Let's go find some moldy homes.
You have a moldy home, gives the Bald Brothers team a call, and we'll take care of it.
That's right. We will not buy mobile homes.
No.
I'm just saying we will not buy mobile homes. We'll buy moldy homes.
Moldy homes,
Yes,
not mobile homes. Yeah.
That's right. So, hey, if you are tuning in, I know that we've just said this not too long ago, but we also wanted to put this out there. is we have a book. It's how to sell your house fast for cash, to avoid commissions and fees, and we want to send that to you. So if you would head over to our website at baldbrothers.tv and subscribe to our email newsletter there, we will send that book to you, or you can call us at our toll-free number and ask for the book. We will email it to you. We have a PDF copy of it, and we'd love to send that to you. Our phone number is 833-305-BALD. That's 833-305-BALD.
Yeah, and I should mention that book really deals with helping you navigate the decision of, hey, I want to get rid of this home. Is it better for me to sell it the traditional route through a realtor, which, by the way, that's what we do. We sell homes. Or is it better just to sell directly to an investor? And that's what we're talking about today. We also not only will sell your home, we will actually buy your home.
That's right.
And so, give us a call. We'll give you that book, and that'll give you help you with trying to figure that out. So let's move on to my computer
number
just
6
seized up here. Number 6.
While you are fixing your computer,
let me
just
fix
like
this.
we fix homes, go ahead and fix that up. Number 6, compartmentalized configuration. Big word for basically meaning that your house was probably built in the 70s or 80s when they like to have a different room for everything.
Yep.
The living room is separate from the family room, which is separate from the kitchen, which is separate from the bedrooms.
Yep.
And everything is, has a place in its corner, and nobody can see each other. And basically, you know what I'm talking about.
You know what he's talking about, and you know what the word is for today. What people like is open concept.
Yeah, the opposite of that.
The exact opposite. We're tearing down walls.
That's right. That's
We're removing barriers and opening spaces up. And if you watch any of those programs on television, that's oftentimes what they're doing, trying to open up, let the space breathe, and be more inviting. But I can't even say it. Compartmentalized configuration. Really, sometimes it can be overwhelming not to know what to do with it. So,
well, and some of these homes that were built in the 70s and early 80s, I don't know what the architect was thinking. They have pits, like in the middle of the living room where they put a fireplace down below, and you can walk down into the pit. They have dropped steps into the living room and nothing else.
Sunken living room.
And it's just weird, right? So so those are some of the issues that are costly and sometimes overwhelming, and just like you said, it's hard to figure out how to fix it, or it might be too costly. Give us a call if you've got a house like that, because we'd love to come take a look at it and see if it would potentially fit our what they call a buy box.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's move on to number 7. Should we do the Tarzan?
No, I don't know.
Beat our chest.
I don't know.
Number 7. Yeah, I don't want to. Do any trademark violations or infringement. Number 7 is jungle landscaping. Jungle landscaping.
Yes, that means if you live in a jungle.
You got vines that you can swing.
If you're lost in the weeds,
you can swing from the front door to the driveway on a vine.
That's right. If you're lost in the weeds, you just can't see the house from the front curb.
You've got to use a machete to get from
That's right.
to get to your car. Yeah.
I love driving down neighborhoods. This. Okay, you guys know if this house is on your street. Perhaps it's not yours, but it's that neighbor.
Oh, you know it.
Right?
Yeah.
And you think, man, I wish somebody would buy that house and take care of that. Okay, we're talking to you. We want you to walk over to your neighbor's house and say, hey, we've got some guys on the radio that we heard, and we want you to give them a call because they might be able to buy your house and take care of this place.
Yep.
So you all know what we're talking about.
Yep.
It's not rocket science to see this house in the neighborhood. It's the one house that makes every other house in the neighborhood not worth so much.
Yeah, it makes. And by the way, if you want to know about how someone else's property can affect your property value, you'll want to listen to one of our recent episodes on that. I think it was the most recent episode.
Yeah, head over to our website and listen to our podcast, and you can go to the podcast app. It's called Home Sellers Advantage. Look us up.
And what's that website again, Aaron?
baldbrothers.tv.
baldbrothers.tv. Righto.
All right.
You get a gold star.
Okay.
Okay, so that was number 7. And number 8 is junk, and more junk.
Some of you like to collect things, and it's in your home.
Yep.
And it sits there. And then you buy another one, and it sits there. There are TV shows dedicated to people that like to fill their house with things.
Yep.
And so if you have a home that is filled with anything, and you know it's going to be way too much for you to move, way too much for you to pack, way too much for you to deal with emotionally or mentally, we would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes in this situation, we do find that the children of a parent who's passed away find out that, wow, there's a lot of stuff in this house, and we just can't deal with it. Yeah. And so a lot of times that's the situation where we'll come in and you know, we'll make an offer to purchase a home like that.
Yeah, and you know, you really hit the nail on the head there. Oftentimes, it actually is inherited properties. Once again, where you take on this property, and there is just so much stuff there, and it's overwhelming to go through. Normally, what we recommend is before we buy it from you, before we take it off your hands, you go through and take everything that is of value. Oftentimes it might be sentimental value. Go through it, and then everything that's left there, guess what? We'll take care of.
Yeah.
That and you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
So
these are the 8 things that we're looking for. But let me walk you through a couple of other things too. And we've mentioned these on different shows.
Yeah.
If you're in a situation where you are distressed, you know, you're going through a hardship, you are in need of selling something quickly for any number of reasons. It doesn't even have to be financial.
Yeah.
Perhaps you get an amazing job offer and you just need to get out. You know, you're moving to Tennessee or you're moving to Texas because your employer said, hey, you need to be out here in 2 weeks. And you're like, I don't want to leave this house empty. Give us a call.
Yeah.
Because part of our history of going through situations like this is that we understand that timing sometimes is the biggest factor when it comes to making a decision to sell. Like, you know, I just got the job offer. I have to be there in 2 weeks, which means I need to be in escrow in a week. We want to be there for you. Yep. We will mobilize quickly, and our team will mobilize quickly. We'll do an assessment of your home. We'll, you know, if we can't be there in person, we'll do a FaceTime, and we will do a walkthrough virtually. We just want you to know that our team is ready to jump when you get that call. And so, you know, obviously if you're facing foreclosure, we'd hate to have your home go through foreclosure. Go back and listen to the episode about the lady who lost her home that she had inherited from her mom and she only owed $72,000 on the note. Yeah. But it was a $1.1 million home. And it went to foreclosure. Don't let that happen.
Let me repeat that. Sometimes we don't like to repeat, but some things need to be repeated.
They do.
Do not lose your home to foreclosure. That is avoidable.
Yeah. So, don't put your head in the sand and believe it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully you found a lot of these shows that we've done very helpful. We've talked about seller mistakes. We've talked about don't do this if you're facing struggles. Don't, you know, we have a history now of over 30 different episodes. We talk about different topics all along the way. And we just want you to know that we are the Bald Brothers team. And you know what we do?
We sell homes and
we buy them.
We buy homes.
That's right. Anything else you want to clue in here at the very end here?
No, I think we kind of covered a wide gamut of it. You know, I think what I'd just like to reiterate is that we can help you on both ends. In some cases, it might be better for you not to sell it to us, but to let us help you sell it to the open market. But there are many cases, as we've already outlined, where it does make sense. If you need to get out really quickly, we can help you with that. We're looking for homes to buy. And so we will be honest with you. You got to be very careful when it comes to these situations because there's a lot of investors out there that do not have your best interest in mind, and they will come in, and we want to really what's best for you. We can help you with both things. And by the way, I should mention on our website, if you do go to our website, there is a section there that we actually talk about selling your home as is to someone like us versus going to the open market. And we give the pros and cons on both of those. So you might want to go to baldbrothers.tv to find that. And as you go through our website, explore it, you'll find a bunch of different videos, but you can find that, and that kind of goes over all that as well.
And just to reiterate there, Todd, you said it best. We give you options. You know, you want options. We're going to provide you options. We had recently a seller that chose to go to the open market. We ended up having 11 offers on their property.
Yeah, it's great.
And it sold for more than we were going to offer them. And that's the right thing for them.
Yeah.
And we're super happy to help.
It's working out great for them. We're very happy.
That's right. So thanks for listening today. We want to encourage you to head over to our website. Also, give us a call today at 833-305-BALD. And we look forward to coming to you every week. God bless. Talk to you soon. Thanks for listening to the Home Seller's Advantage. The Bald Brothers team is a licensed DBA of Impact Properties, Inc., licensed by the California Department of Real Estate, 091222671. Again, we do not give any real estate, legal, or financial advice. If you'd like to reach us, you can call us at 833-305-BALD, or you can reach us online at baldbrothers.tv. Equal housing opportunity.